Oh, you thought Chrisean Rock was done airing out her exes? Think again. Because baby, this latest scandal makes Blueface look like a choir boy. Chrisean Rock just went full FBI meets Zeus network, allegedly. Snitching on HoodTrophy Bino and exposing details about his robbery case that even the prosecutors didn't see coming. This isn't just some petty "he cheated on me" kind of drama. Nope. We're talking 22 years behind bars, cold courtroom confessions, and a woman who said, "If I'm going down, I'm taking the truth with me." It's messy, it's emotional, and it's the kind of chaos that makes the Kardashians look like librarians. Word on the street: Bino's crew is in meltdown mode. His fans are deleting posts, the blogs are eating good, and Chrisean's Instagram stories are looking like an episode of Snapped. Everyone's asking the same question: did she really just hand over the receipts that could bury him forever? This isn't love gone wrong, it's loyalty gone extinct. And as always, Chrisean didn't whisper this secret. She screamed it into the internet megaphone. Grab your popcorn, hide your demons, because on Expose Express, the truth doesn't walk in quietly. It kicks the door down. Let's set the stage. Before this bombshell dropped, things between Chrisean Rock and HoodTrophy Bino already looked like a slow-motion car crash with no seatbelts. The internet had seen them together break up, make up, fight, cry, and go live in the middle of emotional warfare. But no one, and I mean no one, saw this coming. It started like any other chaotic Chrisean Rock day. She went live, makeup half done, music blasting, energy high enough to power the entire Zeus network. Fans thought it was another one of her "I'm over him" speeches. But 5 minutes in, that girl flipped the script. With tears in her eyes and fury in her tone, she dropped a verbal nuke. Y'all don't even know the truth about that man. 22 years, he earned every one. The internet stopped breathing. At first, nobody believed her. People thought she was just venting because, let's be real, Chrisean's rants have their own fan base. But then she started naming dates, details, even locations. She claimed she'd seen the robbery footage, that Bino wasn't just involved, he was calling the shots. Within seconds, blogs started clipping her live like paparazzi with caffeine addictions. Twitter went into cardiac arrest. One post read, "Chrisean Rock just dry snitched on Bino in 4K. Another said, "Forget the shade room. This belongs in court." But here's where it gets spicy, because Chrisean didn't stop there. Oh no! She pulled out her phone and started scrolling. "See this?" she said, flashing what looked like court papers. He lied to everybody. He said it was over some money, but it was way deeper. The screen went blurry, but the names and numbers were clear enough for internet detectives to go hunting. And baby, they did. Within hours, TikTok sleuths pieced it all together. Bino's name, case, file, and sentencing date were suddenly trending on X. The man went from rapper on the rise to Google's most searched inmate. Then came the shocker. Court documents surfaced confirming that Bino was, in fact, facing 22 years for an armed robbery case connected to a botched 7-Eleven heist. Allegedly, his crew tried to play Bonnie and Clyde with no exit plan. And now, the world believed Chrisean just handed him to the wolves. But here's the twist. Fans started arguing whether she actually snitched or if she was just telling her truth. Some said she was exposing his lies after months of emotional manipulation. Others said she broke the code that no matter what, you don't air out a man's case, especially one facing decades in prison. Either way, the internet crowned her Queen of Chaos, Snitch Edition. You've got to understand the history between these two. Chrisean and Bino weren't just a fling. They were toxic soulmates. After splitting from Blueface, she started showing up with Bino, holding hands, sharing studio videos, even posting cryptic captions like, "Finally, with a real one." Fans thought she was healing. Plot twist: she was just signing up for season 2 of Heartbreak. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed their relationship was wild, with constant arguments, jealousy, and fights over loyalty. One friend allegedly said, "They loved hard but fought harder." Every week was a new crisis. So when the breakup hit, it wasn't quiet. It was nuclear. And Chrisean's recent expose felt less like revenge and more like release. She'd been holding receipts for months, and the internet just handed her a microphone. Meanwhile, Bino's camp went into full-blown panic mode. His Instagram vanished. His management posted a cryptic message, "Don't believe the lies. Real ones know what's up." But by then, the internet had already decided if Chrisean said it. It must be real, and it didn't help that Bino's past wasn't exactly spotless. Old mugshots resurfaced faster than you can say breaking news. Fans started connecting dots that may or may not have even existed. TikTokers were doing voiceovers like, "Here's how Chrisean accidentally became the prosecution's best friend." Even the hip-hop blogs were eating good. Hollywood Unlocked dropped a headline. Chrisean Rock snitches on ex-boyfriend HoodTrophy Bino. Fans demand answers. Meanwhile, the Shade Room posted a poll asking, "Is Chrisean justified or just messy?" Over 1 million votes rolled in within hours. But if you know Chrisean, you know she doesn't care about backlash. The girl breathes drama like it's oxygen. So while the internet was losing its collective mind, she doubled down. She posted, "I don't care what y'all say. I kept it real. He ain't no saint." The internet gasped again. That one sentence flipped the story from "she's hurt" to "she's exposing." Fans dissected her every word like it was scripture. Theories flooded social media. Was she the reason Bino's sentence got extended? Did she talk to the feds? Was this revenge for him embarrassing her online? And in the middle of all that chaos, a leaked DM allegedly showed Chrisean texting someone, "He shouldn't have lied on me." Now everybody knows. That was all it took. Blogs went into overdrive. YouTubers titled their reaction videos, "Chrisean Rock Snitches for Revenge," "The Bino Expose." Clips of her rant were playing on loops, remixed with dramatic background music, and fans were screaming. She did him like Blueface did her. But what made this scandal next level was how personal it felt. This wasn't just gossip. This was a street code violation turned public soap opera. The hip-hop world runs on loyalty, and when someone snitches, real or not, that label sticks harder than tattoos. So while Chrisean was out there saying, "I'm just telling my truth," Bino's name was getting dragged through the mud. His crew allegedly started cutting ties. His PR team went ghost. And his name was trending alongside betrayal and backstabber. And through it all, Chrisean stayed online posting Bible quotes, subliminal captions, and videos of her son, acting like she didn't just set social media on fire. It was giving. "I did it, but God knows my heart." By the time the sun rose the next morning, everyone was talking. Rappers, bloggers, fans, even other celebrities. Bino's 22-year sentence wasn't just a legal story anymore. It was a viral event with Chrisean as the accidental narrator. She didn't just open a can of worms, she opened the entire factory, and baby. This wasn't the end. This was the first round of a digital street war where loyalty, love, and law all collided, because when Chrisean Rock decides to tell her truth, the truth usually comes with receipts, rage, and a ring light. And that's exactly what made this scandal explode past rumor territory into full-blown cultural chaos. Now, if you thought Chrisean's first outburst was wild, oh baby, that was just the warm-up act. Because what came next made social media explode like a reality TV reunion hosted by the FBI. After her live went viral, Chrisean decided silence wasn't her thing. She went on a posting spree. Story after story, screenshot after screenshot, like she was running her own digital courtroom. "Y'all call it snitching," she said in one post. "I call it telling the truth they tried to bury." Cue dramatic music. The woman was literally narrating her own documentary. Every blog had her name in the title. Academics, Hollywood Unlocked. The neighborhood talk, it was Chrisean mania. The kind of online storm that makes PR managers cry and gossip bloggers buy champagne. Everyone wanted a piece of the story. And then came the memes. Because the internet doesn't take anything seriously for more than 30 seconds. Someone posted a clip of Chrisean holding her phone with the caption, "When your girl turned state witness before breakfast." Another meme showed a judge photoshopped over Chrisean saying, "Case dismissed, thanks to Miss Rock." The hashtags #snitch Sean Rock and #BINO exposed hit trending within an hour. Fans were divided like church pews after Sunday service, half calling her a heroine for the truth, and half saying she just broke every street code in existence. But Chrisean, she loved every minute of it. She wasn't backing down. She was doubling down. She posted a video with the caption, "I didn't snitch. I clarified." Girl, what's the difference? Twitter went wild with that one. One user said, "Clarifying with FBI energy is still snitching, sis." Another wrote, "She clarified a 22-year sentence like it's a customer service complaint. Meanwhile, Bino's camp went silent. But silence on the internet just makes people nosier. People started digging. Screenshots popped up claiming to show messages between Bino and his boys where he allegedly wrote, "She said too much, bro. She done for real." No one could confirm if it was real, but at that point, truth didn't matter. It was drama. And that's all the internet needed. Then the celebrities chimed in. Because what's a modern scandal without celebrity commentary? Blueface, yes, that Blueface went live and said, "Man, she's steady telling on everybody but herself." The internet lost its mind. Fans said, "Not Blueface, calling someone a snitch, pot meet kettle." Even Boosie couldn't resist. He tweeted, "If a girl tell your case online, that's spiritual betrayal." Like, sir, what even is spiritual betrayal? But the post got over 500K likes. K because anything with drama gets clout. And then the Zeus network got involved. Allegedly, one of their producers reached out to Chrisean about turning this whole mess into a docuseries. You heard that right? Not a sit-down interview, a series. They reportedly wanted to call it Truth, Tears, and Tattles. The Chrisean Chronicles, 'cause of course they did. While Chrisean was bathing in viral fame, Bino's side of the story started leaking too. One of his associates' translation, former friend with Wi-Fi, posted a cryptic message. "Ain't no loyalty in clout chasing. Some people will sell your freedom for followers." Within minutes, fans assumed it was about Chrisean. The quote went viral. And #cloud-over-code started trending right beside. #snitch Sean Rock. And that's when things really escalated because Bino's legal team allegedly stepped in. Reports started surfacing that his lawyer was reviewing Chrisean's statements to see if her comments violated confidentiality or influenced public perception of an active case. Translation. They were looking for a way to shut her down, but by that point, the fire was too big to contain. Chrisean had already made her court of public opinion, and she was both the witness and the judge. Every new post was another spark. She tweeted, "If I told the truth, why they mad?" and instantly hit 1 million views. Fans called her the internet's new whistleblower. Others called her the loudest liability alive. Even rappers who had nothing to do with the situation started weighing in just for attention. Saucy Santana tweeted, "I love her, but she'll need a PR team and a prayer circle." Someone replied, "That girl don't need PR. She needs parole." The internet is ruthless. Then came the reaction videos. YouTubers dropped 30-minute deep dives, breaking down every syllable of Chrisean's rant like they were decoding. The Da Vinci Code. One video titled "How Chrisean Rock Accidentally Became a State Witness" hit 500,000 million views overnight. Another one, "The Street Code versus the Clout Code," went trending on TikTok. And of course, fans began rewriting history. Old clips of Bino resurfaced him bragging about never needing anyone or talking slick about Chrisean in interviews. Suddenly, the narrative flipped again. Now, people said she wasn't snitching, she was getting even. Revenge in 4K. One viral post said he embarrassed her online. She embarrassed him in front of the entire justice system. But if there's one thing about Chrisean Rock, She doesn't know how to quit while she's trending. Instead of cooling off, she jumped back online to set the record straight. She said, "Y'all keep saying I'm snitching, but I'm just telling my story. He told lies, I told facts." And somewhere in that chaos, she managed to throw shade at Blueface again. "At least I never called the cops on nobody," she said. The internet exploded again. Now the memes had upgraded from funny to savage. Someone edited her face onto a detective's body with a caption, "Detective Rock, solving cases and catching feelings." Another meme said, "When she said she rides for her man, we didn't know she meant in the police car." The situation was no longer just a scandal, it had become an event. Everyone was talking, and Chrisean was the main character, whether she liked it or not. She'd turned heartbreak into headline news. Meanwhile, HoodTrophy Bino's team tried to spin the story. They released a statement saying the truth will come out. The streets know what's real. But the problem was, the streets were too busy laughing. Public perception had flipped. What used to be private street business had become pop culture comedy. Even mainstream media started picking it up. One talk show host joked, between rappers getting exposed and Chrisean's live streams, "We don't need crime documentaries anymore, just Instagram." And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, it did. Screenshots leaked allegedly showing Bino's baby mama shading Chrisean. "She talked too much," one post read, "that's why everybody leaving her." Fans connected the dots instantly. And within hours, the baby mama's page was swarmed with comments, memes, and quote tweets. By now, this wasn't just Chrisean versus Bino. It was a universe of messy people all orbiting one chaotic sun. And that sun was named Chrisean Rock. The blogs were salivating. Fans were exhausted. And the story had grown so big that even people who didn't know who Bino was were suddenly experts in his legal case. But behind the entertainment, one truth lingered. Somebody's career, and maybe even somebody's freedom, was now hanging by a thread. Because this wasn't just gossip anymore. It was a courtroom in the cloud, and the judge was the internet and the jury. Millions of viewers refreshing their timelines, waiting for the next bombshell. But baby, if you thought that was the end, you're underestimating Chrisean Rock. Because the aftermath, that's where things got personal. If the internet was on fire before, the aftermath was the explosion. Because the fallout from Chrisean Rock's truth bomb didn't just end relationships, it started wars. What began as a messy breakup rant turned into one of the most chaotic domino effects the hip-hop internet has ever seen. After her viral confession, Bino's team tried to scrub his name clean. Statements, denials, fake news, claims, they threw everything but the Bible at this mess. His attorney released a press note saying, "We're aware of misleading statements made online. Mr. Bino has no comment at this time." But by then, the damage was irreversible. You can't untrend something once the internet's tasted blood. Chrisean had flipped from crazy X2 street journalist. People started calling her the female Vlad TV. Fans joked that she had better sources than CNN. One post said, "Forget prosecutors, just put Chrisean on the stand and hand her a mic." But the deeper fallout, that's where things got brutal. Bino's music streams tanked overnight. Labels started distancing themselves like, "Who? Never heard of him." Collaborators quietly removed him from their bios. Even his streaming profile started looking like a ghost town. Fans either unfollowed him or flooded his comments with rat emojis. And 22 years is crazy posts. And while his digital world collapsed, Chrisean's was glowing. She started posting motivational captions like, "The truth hurts, but it heals." Girl, you just ended a man's PR career. What are you healing? Exactly. Still, her engagement skyrocketed. Every post hit 1 million views. Every live drew tens of thousands of viewers. She was trending daily, and not just for the drama, for the transformation. She'd gone from the girl who cries on live to the woman who breaks the internet on demand. Then, the unthinkable happened. An anonymous account dropped a new recording, allegedly featuring Bino talking about a setup and somebody flipping the story. Fans were convinced it was aimed at Chrisean. Whether it was real or fake didn't matter. It was gasoline on a bonfire. She immediately clapped back, "Ain't no setup when the truth set you free." That line alone got turned into 1,000 TikTok sounds. It was like watching a live rap beef. Except no one was rapping, they were just leaking evidence like mixtapes. Blueface even reappeared in the chaos, tweeting, "Told y'all she dangerous. Now, y'all see?" Within 5 minutes, Chrisean replied, "Dangerous enough to make y'all talk about me again." The internet melted. One user commented, "This girl beefs in 4,000 and wins every round." But not everyone was cheering. The street code crowd was furious. OG rappers and underground artists started calling her out in interviews. "You don't talk on nobody's case, period," said one. "That's law." Another added, "She'll never be trusted again." The debate split hip-hop down the middle. Loyalty versus justice, love versus revenge. And you know who loved it? The media. TMZ, XXL, and even mainstream outlets like Complex jumped in. Articles popped up with headlines like Chrisean Rock, Snitch, or Survivor. Every piece made her look like the eye of a cultural hurricane. But behind all that noise, something shifted. Because, for once, Chrisean didn't seem like the victim. She looked like the one in Control.com, confident, almost strategic. Her followers called it the Chrisean Glope Arc. Others said, "She's just the loudest one left standing." Either way, she had power now, the kind that comes when you've burned every bridge and still have people watching the flames. Then came the real twist. Reports surfaced that prosecutors had reviewed Chrisean's public statements. Suddenly, her words weren't just viral, they were evidence. The same live that had entertained millions might now be part of an actual case. It was the plot twist nobody saw coming. It was the plot twist nobody saw coming. The blogs lost their minds. One headline screamed, "Chrisean Rock could be called as witness in Bino's case." Twitter turned into a virtual courtroom. Some fans were like, "She better bring a glam team to court," while others said, "This girl really went from Zeus Network to Federal Network." The pressure started showing. For the first time, Chrisean looked uneasy in her posts. No more long rants, no more teary lives, just cryptic captions like, "Sometimes silence speaks loudest." Fans speculated she'd been told to chill, maybe by her lawyers, maybe by producers, or maybe by people who didn't want her saying one more syllable. Meanwhile, Bino supporters started fighting back online. They claimed Chrisean exaggerated everything, that she was twisting the truth for clicks. Some even said she was being used by blogs to destroy a black man's image. Conspiracy theories piled up faster than her Instagram likes. But here's the truth. Once a story hits the internet, there's no taking it back. Whether she lied, snitched, or told the gospel truth didn't even matter anymore. The court of public opinion had already passed its sentence. Still, karma moves fast. Just when people thought she was untouchable. Another story broke. Someone leaked a clip allegedly showing Chrisean arguing with a producer over editing out parts of her live before reposting. Fans began to question, was all this truth-telling carefully planned for attention? And that's when her image started to crack. "She's addicted to chaos," one tweet said. "She don't need a man, she needs an NDA," another joked. If Chrisean Rock was a holiday, it'd be called National Overshare Day. But even as critics piled on, she still ran the narrative. She posted a photo holding her baby, captioned, "I don't regret telling my truth. At least I kept it real." That post alone got over 2 million likes. Meanwhile, Bino's sentencing date loomed closer. Rumors spread that his team might use her viral comments as part of an appeal, arguing that her outbursts poisoned the public image of the defendant. Whether that strategy worked or not didn't matter. The internet loved the irony. One TikTok said she might have helped the same man she exposed. It was poetic chaos. By the end of the month, the whole saga had become bigger than the people involved. It wasn't just about Chrisean or Bino anymore. It was about the ecosystem that feeds off public downfall. Every click, every view, every meme was another dollar made off someone's disaster. And deep down, that's the part Chrisean seemed to understand better than anyone. She once said, "Y'all watch my pain like it's TV." And she wasn't wrong. Now, the question isn't whether she snitched. It's whether she's the smartest person in the room. Because in the end, she played the internet like a piano. Scandal, sympathy. Spotlight. By the time the headlines cooled off, both Bino and Chrisean had changed forever. His reputation was scarred. Her fame was sealed. And even though the world moved on to the next scandal, one thing stayed the same whenever Chrisean Rock opens her mouth. The internet listens because love might fade, loyalty might break, but drama never dies. And in this game of clout, truth is optional, but exposure is guaranteed. And there you have it. The saga that made courtroom drama look like daytime television. Chrisean Rock didn't just expose her ex. She turned the whole internet into a witness stand. HoodTrophy Bino's 22-year sentence became headline gold. And Chrisean, she walked away like the main character in a movie she wrote, directed, and leaked herself. But don't act like you didn't love every second of it. You were refreshing your feed, reading comments, watching lives, gasping like you were part of the jury. Admit it, you live for this chaos. So here's the deal. Before the next scandal drops, hit that like button like it owes you money. Smash subscribe so hard your phone starts shaking, and ring that notification bell like you're snitching on silence itself. Because on Expose Express, we don't just talk tea, we brew the whole pot, spill it, and stir it with drama. Every week, someone's private life turns into public entertainment. Every rumor gets receipts. Every secret gets spotlighted. And trust me, the next story makes this one look like a warm-up episode. So buckle up, because the truth train doesn't slow down here. It crashes, flips, and leaves the internet in flames. Comment below, is Chrisean a truth teller or the most dangerous snitch in entertainment? Either way, you're gonna want to stay tuned, because this is Expose Express, where loyalty dies, secrets scream, and every scandal finds a microphone. Till next time, keep your phones charged, your screenshots saved, your popcorn buttered. BECAUSE, the next expose. Oh, it's already loading.